My name is Shyam, and I am currently a second-year PhD student in the Faculty of Education. I have been a teacher candidate of color myself, and I now work as a teacher educator. And through those experiences, I have witnessed racial hostility and racial tension take shape in the teacher education classroom during discussions on race and racism. Because of that, I have started to ask myself the following question, which is, how might we facilitate racial discourse such that we can engage and provoke difficult and sometimes ineffable conversations in a way that is generative? The proposition that I seek to propose and examine comes from the idea that anti-racist pedagogy is a practice of transformative justice, which in very simple terms is a framework that discusses harm without perpetuating further harm. I was a former elementary school teacher, and I also now work as a teaching assistant. Those experiences really have led me to be drawn to the words of Thich Nhat Hanh, who speaks about the teacher as a healer. His measured and reflective words have brought me to this idea of transformative justice, which I personally enact in my own teaching journey. It can be difficult for sure to confront and facilitate some of these difficult and harmful notions that students come into the classroom with, especially about historically oppressed peoples. But I also understand the potential there is in unpacking these issues and how wonderfully we can engage in conversation together. Truthfully, to begin, I sometimes feel defeated and discouraged by terrible human history and the wreckage we continue to experience and work through. However, working specifically with students, whether it be elementary school students or teacher candidates, I feel hopeful. Their commitment to social justice education and their openness and willingness to unsettle these issues and matters in the small space of a classroom, despite the world seeming like it's always on fire, gives me the hope and sustenance to keep my teaching and writing going. So my own scholarship and writing are informed by my practice as a teacher. I take very seriously what I have learned from my students in the classroom, and because of that, I am drawn to the idea of practitioner research as a way to engage pedagogical interviews with teacher educators who might use transformative justice themselves to guide their implementation of anti-racist pedagogy. I think of, again, the state of the world. My work often feels insignificant and meager in comparison, but then I return to the words of bell hooks, who I would arguably say is my greatest teacher. She describes writing as a practice of healing. In that way, my doctoral research is a place to make sense of racial conflict, harm, and tension that take place in the classroom, and to find a way out, to provoke something where all of us can learn and unlearn in a way that makes room for our lived experiences, moments of unknowing, and I would say even our vulnerabilities. And here I would add that one of my co-supervisors during my master's has written somewhere that there is a possibility to work within the wound. And I am always drawn to that, and I think all of us should be as well.